our access control system, and it's really a well-defined and well-developed solution that allows you to use your mobile phone as an access control credential.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Kent Kubie, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Sentry Interactive. How you doing today, Kent?
I'm fantastic, Andrew. How you doing?
I'm great, thank you. I appreciate you spending some time with us here on Business Ninjas. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and about Sentry Interactive.
Oh, yeah. So, interesting place to start because I could go all the way back, but I'll start with the company first. So we're a security, an access control security and security experience visitor management company based in Austin, Texas. We started the business a couple of years ago in the midst of COVID. We actually had a different solution back then that was very focused on helping people get back to the workplace successfully and in a healthy manner. We found that was probably not going to sustain our business, so we pivoted, and along the way we made an acquisition of a software-defined access control company out of the UK called DoorDeck, and we've brought them into the family, and that's been a really positive acquisition for us, which we made about a year ago. A little bit about me: I've been in the IT tech world for going on 35 years this summer. I spent a lot of my career at IBM, but then other places like Computer Sciences, Nutanix, and some specific consulting business partners across the country. So my background is, IT management consulting and implementations. And, I'm just happy to have the opportunity to do this job.
Excellent. And tell us a little bit more about the products and services that you offer.
Right. So I'll start with the simple one. So our access control system, and it's really a well-defined and well-developed solution that allows you to use your mobile phone as an access control credential. Traditionally, there's a reader on the wall, and you have a little badge with your picture and your serial number on it, and you click the badge and onto the thing, and the door opens. So what we've done is we've actually reversed that, where your phone becomes the reader. We put a little tile on the wall, that's what we call it anyway, and it has an NFC antenna, which probably doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but it allows us to communicate with the door controller through our cloud. We're the fastest way to get to mobile access, and we don't use readers, so our customers really like the fact that we're easy to install and we're less expensive than many of our competitors.
I've always thought, frankly, that laminates are not the most secure means of entry. If you have someone's laminate, you are walking into a building, right?
Exactly, yeah.
This seems like a way more personalized way to identify a person who's coming into a building.
It is, and part of our solution allows us to share mobile credentials with guests and visitors, so you don't have to go in and sign the notebook on the desk and go through that whole very high friction transaction to actually have somebody come down to see you, which they've already invited you to the premise anyway. So we actually can accentuate that by taking that visitor pass that we extend to somebody and then tying that right into the building access system. So if I invited you to my office, you would get a temporary credential. You would come in and, you'd have some instructions to meet me in my office or my conference room. Easy as pie.
Yeah. So what are some of the current applications? What verticals are you servicing with this?
So we are in a lot of different verticals. So currently property tech companies who have actually taken our open APIs and embedded them in their applications. We have a large company that does a lifestyle application for high-rise, high-end condos in Australia. We have uh, co-working spaces. Let's see, just traditional office buildings and manufacturing. A manufacturing company that is getting started with us. That's in Utah. They have. I'm not going to say what they manufacture, but it's a highly secured area, and they have 12 locations that they're going to roll this out to, and then a large car manufacturing company in the European theater.
Excellent. What are the most common challenges and problems you're solving for your clients?
So a couple things, and you mentioned one of them: lost and stolen cards. A laminate card or one that's got credentials on it that are tied to that particular building, based on your role in the building. So you might be able to get into the front door, but, you might not be able to get into the research area if you're from sales and marketing. So what we're able to do is, a lot of people will either, have their card and guard it closely, but, if you leave it at home and then you have to go fuss about getting that. So no one leaves their phone anywhere, and being able to do that and unify that experience within an organization that might have different locations with different access control systems. So one of the other attributes of our system is it unifies legacy and proprietary systems. So you don't have to have a badge for each building that you go to. You can just have your phone.
That's excellent.
Like, it's a convenience thing. And we found too that our mobile technology is actually more secure than the traditional system, because we have built this with banking level military grade security in mind. So nearly unhackable. And like, once again, I'm not going to share my phone or my PIN or my Face ID with somebody so they can, break into a building.
Excellent. And what makes you guys stand out from your competition?
I think the number one thing that we're so disruptive when it comes to the physical hardware nature of the access control world today. So right now you have to have some sort of an electronic lock on your door, which everyone has to have that to have the level of security that they want. But what we have done is we have completely eliminated the need for the badge reader, which saves the customer about $1,500 a door. And that's...
I'll let that hang in the air for a second.
Yeah. Yes.
Per door.
$1,500 a door on the low side, with, fully implemented once, so it's the cost of the reader and the labor and pulling cable and all that. So we completely eliminate that piece of it. And then our implementation only takes a matter of hours instead of a matter of days, weeks, months. The other interesting piece of that, we talked a tiny bit about COVID earlier, that has still disrupted the chip supply chain, and it's not getting any better. So if somebody wants to actually implement a solution today and actually use a mobile credential with a reader, you can't get that reader for 12 to 18 months. So once again, we're the fastest way to mobile. We're the most cost-effective way to provide a better experience.
I believe the words no-brainer sort of come to mind fairly quickly. Now, you guys started this business 2 years ago, which was as tumultuous a time to start a business as I can think of. Tell me how you've managed to grow the business through COVID.
Yeah. So once again, you asked kind of about our product. So that was our access control product, which we've got by acquisition, right? And we came about them during the COVID years, because we had a screening unit that did, temperature, mass detection, a survey of questions, sanitized your hands, and if you passed all the checkpoints, it enabled a badge reader to be turned on. You could tap your badge and open the door. So that was sort of the, like we want to keep the sick people out and the good people in who wanted to go to the office, right? And that whole getting people back to the office thing was really sort of our uh, our mission in life. As we found that the COVID curve was kind of tapering off, we thought really, really hard about the experience that we were giving, and we actually developed another solution that we call the Interactive Tower, which does three basic things. One is it provides digital content that's very eloquent, and think of the workout mirror by Lululemon. It's a device that looks kind of like that, a little bit taller, a little bit wider. And so it does digital content, so our customers can express, anything they want on it. Could be stock prices, it could be your birthday, it could be welcome new customers. The other thing it does is it does visitor management, which is tied into our other system, which allows you to send an invitation to somebody and actually be staffless in the front office where you don't actually need a receptionist. In the event that you're unsuccessful in interacting with it, which not too many people are, there's a button that you can press that actually calls a live person that can help you, and they can staff up to 10 lobbies with one person, reducing the cost of this. And our payback period for each one of these is about 60 days.
Wow. And you're cutting down human interaction at a time where people are concerned with it from a health perspective. Yeah. No, that sounds, again, the no-brainer box keeps on getting checked. Excellent. Well, let me shift gears into your marketing role for a second. It's 2023. It's the year of telling your story. How are you guys getting the message out? What role has content played in the growth of Sentry Interactive?
Yeah, so that's a really, really good question. When I took the job, I made sure that I could run sales and marketing, because in my book, everyone that I've worked for had two distinct departments, and they never worked well together. Mm-hmm. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. So as we built the company and I started to think about the role of marketing, being a servant role to sales, to make that frictionless, we needed to make sure that we had an easy story to tell, an easy story to understand, and one that could be digestible and executed to tens of thousands of people on a daily, weekly basis. So our first endeavor was to understand kind of who our customer segment was and who our ideal customer is, right? So after we kind of identified that piece of it, and our ideal customer right now for our access control system is large-scale enterprises who want to go mobile, and they want to do it today. Like, we can implement very quickly. So once again, no supply chain problems and all that. So being able to touch those people with a very direct message on what we do, how we do it, how it benefits them, that's how we kind of craft our content. We predominantly do that through outreach emails with a company or a platform called Outreach.io. I'm going to give a shout out to them. It's a great product. We leverage the heck out of it for all sorts of stuff, but it's been a very effective tool to get the base message out. We also do paid ads, but writing content and making sure that we're getting our message out there is one thing. We do a lot of trade shows. We've won some awards with our products. So we just completed or just got done with the ISC West show in Las Vegas about 30 days ago now. Our Interactive Tower won Best of Show.
Excellent.
in the new product showcase there. And our access control product got a most valuable product award for the systems integrator space. So that was really kind of cool. And they were both in a top 30 new security solutions awards, back in the early part of the year, maybe December. I can't remember when we actually got that one. But we try to manifest our message based on what customers are asking for, and then, showing them, hey, we've got award-winning products here. Why wouldn't you want to take a shot at this? Or like you used, this is a no-brainer.
Yep. Excellent. Well, hey, congratulations on those awards. That's important stuff, and that's an important story for people to be aware of. All right. Open your crystal ball. 1 year from today, what would you like to be celebrating personally and professionally?
Oh, wow. Personally, I want to look back and kind of see how we've, developed the sales and marketing team to be really, really effective. And that's something that I think is really important for, anybody that comes to work here to understand that you may not have any experience here, but your growth potential is whatever you want to make it. And, I want to be able to enable those folks to be, the best that they can be. So like personally, that's, if I've done that with the people that we've brought on in the 12-month period and they're all, celebrating success, then that's like my personal goal. The professional side of it, is really about, driving revenue, and getting, our shareholders, comfortable with our execution, being able to, have some sort of an event that they can take advantage of at some point in time, including, the leadership team here. That's pretty important to us. So we can, if I could look back, or look forward 12 months and say, we're at $26 million in revenue, everyone's super excited. And then our growth potential off that, we think we can, grow the business exponentially over the next 3 to 5 years. Where we're looking at a market cap based on our projections of just north of $1.2 billion.
Excellent. I'm going to say you have some good karma, sir. If your knee-jerk reaction to that question is to want to celebrate lifting other people up and enabling them to thrive, that's good stuff right there. So I appreciate that. Please tell everyone what your URL is, where they can find Sentry Interactive, and what social media outlets you're using these days.
Okay, I'll start with the URL. It's a little long, so I'll say it slowly. It's www.sentryinteractive.com, and Sentry is spelled SENTRY, the word interactive.com. And I don't know why the marketing leader chose that long URL, but he did. So he has to live with it now. We're also on Instagram, Sentry Interactive. There's another account called the Sentry Kiosk, which was kind of our legacy product. And then, did I say LinkedIn already? LinkedIn?
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And then we just are building a Facebook page as well. So those are our 3 outlets today.
Excellent. Ken Kubie of Sentry Interactive, thank you for spending some time with us here today. I wish you and yours and Sentry Active all the best in the future.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us today.